My friends, let's have a conversation about value. Because man oh man did this come across my timeline, and did I have myself a laugh at this topic. We're going over onto Leafs' latest, because they made a post talking about great value in the National Hockey League. Of course, Leafs' latest focuses on the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are talking about the guys that are leaving the Maple Leafs organization and the guys that are coming in. The first name that is on the left side of the screen over here, it is none other than current Vegas Golden Knights signee, Mitch Marner. And his big, beefy dollar amount that plagued the Maple Leafs for years. Yes, it is true that Marner had multiple seasons at a 100-point pace for Toronto. He reached 100 points this most previous year. He has been a very good point producer, one of the best Maple Leafs of all time when you just look at the raw, hard points. Maybe if you ignore the points in the playoffs, that's a different conversation, but still, Marner has been a very highly productive Maple Leaf, and he was making $10.93 million a year for the Maple Leafs after Kyle Dubas acquiesced and gave him that big contract. He also is now making $12 million a year till the end of 2033 with the Vegas Golden Knights. Marner, make no mistake about it, was good in Toronto. But by golly gee has he been overpaid. So now, we head back over onto Leafs' latest post and talk about great value. Because, in the bottom of this graphic here, you have the numbers. Mitch Marner had a salary of $10.89 million last year. But now, $10.5 million gets you Matias Maccelli, Nicolas, Michael Pezzetta, and Dakota Joshua combined for next season. Talk about great value, they go out there and say. And the funny part is, this tweet garnered quite a bit of attention. It's at 300,000 views. And look, you can think about the names Mitch Marner versus Maccelli, Joshua, Waugh, and Pezzetta. I mean, the top reply says Marner by himself is probably more impactful than all those guys combined. I'm not gonna lie. Tweet of the year candidate right here. What were their combined points? I wouldn't say great value, but it's a solid start. The Leafs still need that top six forward. Marner had 107 points alone, and those four guys combined for 66. Like, I'm all for dunking on Mitch Marner and talking about how this guy stopped being valuable at certain points in the playoffs. But my gosh, come on, man. Marner is being compared to Maccelli, Joshua, Waugh, and Pezzetta combined? Bruh, sometimes quality is more important than quantity here. Maybe that's a lesson I could use for my own YouTube channel when it comes to making these videos. But we had ourselves a whole bunch of replies, like this one, for example. Ross Leviton went out there and hypothesized an NHL mock trade. Mitch Marner for Maccelli, Waugh, Joshua, and Pezzetta. Who says no? Cry laughing emoji. Obviously insinuating that Marner is more valuable than these guys, but this Leafs latest post is saying that, hey, these guys are bringing in some good value. It's the same value as Mitch Marner was making last year. And then you had yourselves this. You wanted it, you got it. No more speculation. We now know exactly what it looks like to replace Marner's cap hit with depth. Matias Maccelli at $3.425 million. Dakota Joshua at $3.25 million. Nick Waugh at $3 million, and Michael Pezzetta at $812,000. This is about $10.5 million bucks. Marner last season was making $10.893 million bucks. So there's room for another $2 million to match his cap hit this year. How is everyone feeling? And then the top reply says, yeah, the first three are getting way over 100 points. No, they're not. Bite me once Matias Maccelli, Dakota Joshua, and Nick Waugh all get 100 points in a season. But the top reply here, beyond that, says Matias Maccelli was on pace for 27 points this previous year. Joshua was on pace for 20. Nicolas was on pace for 36, and Pezzetta was on pace for 0. A nice combined 83 projected points between 4 guys to replace Mitch Marner. Now, sure, you can say that a lot of these guys are going to bounce back and they're going to be better. I think Matias Maccelli has a decent shot at producing a little bit more than 18 points this year in Toronto. If he can get back to 50-plus point territory, then I think you're really good if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're looking at that as a win. But then you think about some of the other guys. I mean, Dakota Joshua, the best season that Joshua had was 32 points in 63 games played. Okay, that's half a point a game. He would be on pace for roughly 40-something if he played the full season there. But I don't know if he's really capable of bouncing back in Toronto with these sorts of numbers. I mean, the way Vancouver played was so helpful to what Dakota Joshua's gameplay provides. He's really good at finding himself open space in the slot, but you just need to get a guy to feed him the puck. I don't know if the Toronto Maple Leafs will surround Joshua with that kind of a mold. Will they let him be offensively free, or will they put him into a box and say, hey, you're a physical forechecker, go out there and do physical forechecking things? I don't know. You have Nicolas, who is supposed to come in here and add middle six depth for the Maple Leafs. Last season, he had 31 points in 71 games. If you hope he gets back to 40-point potential, then okay, that's a lot better too. But the thing is, with all these guys, I mean, from Maccelli to Joshua to Nicolas, all of them are coming off of declining seasons. And the benefit of the doubt, it does exist. You can say, oh yeah, these guys are going to get better. And these guys are going to improve because they were better before. But the opposite also exists too. Like, you can look at the sample from last year and be like, yeah, Maccelli was on pace for 27 points. Joshua was on pace for 20. Waugh, 36. Pezzetta on pace for 0. Like, these are 4 guys being brought in with the same cap hit that Mitch Marner was making last year. Don't even get me started on Michael Pezzetta, who had spent 25 games with the Canadiens last season and scored 0 points. Not to say that he's a total bum. He's fine. I think a lot of people will enjoy the way Michael Pezzetta plays. Craig Berube will enjoy the way Michael Pezzetta plays. In particular, Joshua and Pezzetta in Toronto, I think it's a really good fit with the system they have. But if you're getting these guys because you want to have them holistically replace Mitch Marner, I don't know, man, that feels really, really out of touch. And the idea that you can just say, oh yeah, it's great value. $10.9 million for Marner last season, $10.5 million for Joshua, Maccelli, Pezzetta, and Waugh. Oh, it's great value. Great value. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. If all these guys bounce back, then okay, you can say it's good value. The points might even equalize, to be fair. But I don't know if that's guaranteed at all. So with that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about this idea here of the Toronto Maple Leafs getting value out of Matias Maccelli, Dakota Joshua, Nicolas, and Michael Pezzetta after losing out on Mitch Marner in the offseason this year? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.